Palawan jetty port, the gateway to Boracay. And today we have a good show. Boracay is open now, and also the Philippines. The Philippines is going to be open for tourists from foreign countries. That's good news. We've been waiting a long time for that. So let's talk about it. Here we go. We're heading in the jetty port here in Palawan. We're getting our temperature checked. And we've got some good news to report today. The Philippines is going to reopen again. It's about time. It's going to reopen to foreign travelers and people abroad. Starting February 1st, there's going to be no more of the country color code. They had the green, the yellow, and the red countries. There's going to be no more of those color-coded countries. Before, if you were in a red country, you cannot come to the Philippines. The yellow countries was very difficult. But now there's no more color coding of the countries. They require the RT-PCR test within 48 hours of your flight if you're flying from another country. And it seems like it should have been done a couple years ago. But better late than never. Another big change coming up right here on February 1st is there's going to be no more quarantine in those hotels in Manila. There's going to be no quarantine. You're going to have a house quarantine for 7 days, but no more of that mandatory quarantine. Also, for the unvaccinated, they still have to have that RT-PCR test within 48 hours, just the same as the vaccinated. But they're going to have a quarantine in the hotels for 5 days. Then after the 5 days, they're going to have a COVID test to make sure that they don't have COVID. So after the 5 days of quarantine in that hotel in Manila, the residents, the people coming back to the Philippines, have to go home to finish their quarantine, their self-quarantine at home. You may wonder why this change has happened, why they're doing this. The people in Manila, they've realized that the COVID is not coming from outside the countries, but the COVID is actually within the country of the Philippines. That's one of the reasons, the thinking why they're opening it up. We all know that the COVID has wreaked havoc on the economy. It's really destroyed the economy. And after 2 years, they're realizing that they should have opened the country up. And it's better late than never. However, it's important that the country opens up. The Philippines is having a difficult time with their economy. However, the government has made it clear that this is a temporary suspension of this particular rules, that they can actually go back to enforcing their old rules at a moment's notice. So even though this is good news, it's always subject to change. The good news a lot of people have been waiting for. On February 10th, the foreigners are allowed to enter the Philippines now. These are the foreigners from the countries with a non-visa privilege, which means they have up to 30 days to stay in the Philippines, which is the normal visa stay length. But now, foreigners from other countries, starting February 10th, can enter the Philippines. This in itself is excellent news. Why? Because the COVID has wreaked havoc to the country of the Philippines, and they're able to start opening up the country to bring in money from other countries, which is going to greatly help the economy. However, there's two sides to that story. There's two sides, not one. Some say that the Philippines economy is being destroyed by the lack of people coming in the country. And there's another group that says they don't want the people coming in the country for the safety of the COVID. But the country has declared that the COVID has come within the Philippines, not from the outside. Some people, they complain about the freedom of movement, the freedom, and then the other people also complain about the safety. They want the safety, which is also a good idea. So there's kind of an issue here, the freedom and the safety going on. But the COVID restrictions are loosening and people are allowed from the other countries. Also, another new development is on February 15th, everyone from these foreign countries are able to come into the Philippines, but under one requirement, that they must be fully vaccinated. February 15th is a very big day because that means the entire country of the Philippines is opening up to the foreign travelers, which should stimulate the economy. However, the rules for the foreigners exist that they must have that RT-PCR, the swab test, within 48 hours. Now, there's something going on that 48 hours may be very short because sometimes it takes 48 hours for the test results to come in. So a lot of people are asking, why can't it be 72 hours? But it's 48 hours, which may make a little bit of difficulty for some people. Also, some people are asking, why can't they do the antigen testing? Because when they do the antigen testing, the results are immediately or very quickly, within minutes. But the swab test, like I said, takes up to 2-3 days, and there's not that much time, right? So a lot of people are asking, could they do the antigen test? But regardless, this is good news. Good news indeed. And that means the country is going to start opening up. And we all pray and hope they don't go back to the old ways of the pure lockdowns, which is definitely hurting the country. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. And come to Boracay. Boracay is open. There's people coming here to Boracay right here in windows 3 and 4. They're checking into Boracay. And Boracay is going to get really busy. We got the country of the Philippines opening up to foreign tourists. They're going to be coming to Boracay. Also, there's going to be a new stipulation, exactly what's going to be happening here as far as the rules and regulations. They haven't changed yet to Boracay, but they're going to be changing probably really soon. The governor and the mayor is going to be meeting. They're going to be making new requirements, hopefully lessen the requirements to enter Boracay. So come to Boracay, book your ticket. Come to Boracay. It's going to be a great summer, sunny weather. It's beautiful. The island's just gorgeous. The people are coming to Boracay. Thanks so much, and we're going to see you. Next time. The Philippines is open.